Hello friends, as decided in our last lecture, today we shall focus on another category of solvency ratios, coverage ratios. Long-term creditors are interested in knowing whether the firm will be able to repay their loan regularly in the form of interest payment and repayment of loan principal installment. This ability is indicated by the coverage ratios. These ratios are calculated from the information available in the profit and loss account and cash flow statement. These ratios establish relationship between profits generated from operations and outsiders' claims. In this lecture, we shall discuss about one of the important coverage ratios, debt service coverage ratio. Debt service means repayment of outsiders' loan plus interest, and coverage means safety or security available in the form of profits. It means this ratio measures the ability to pay back loan with interest. Therefore, it is applied as a benchmark by banks and financial institutions at the time of approving loans to measure the repayment ability of the borrower. This ratio is calculated by dividing cash profits by debt service, and it is generally expressed in times. Cash profits include earning after tax, non-cash expenses and interest. Earning after tax is also known as profit after tax, and non-cash expenses are expenses which are not actually paid. For example, depreciation and amortization. And interest is added because it is included in denominator. And debt service means sum of the loan principal and interest. Let us now see application of this formula. So we have data of Mahindra and Mahindra Limited and Larsen and Toubro Limited. This data is taken from standalone financial statements available in their annual reports of the year 2018-19. Amount of interest, depreciation and earning after tax is taken from profit and loss account, whereas principal part of loan is taken from cash flow statement. Here repayment of debt is assumed as loan principal and data is taken just for calculation purpose. So cash profit of M&M Limited is 6,769.83, whereas it is 9,387.04 for L&T Limited, and total current debts are 1,534.2 and 3,222.21. Therefore, DSCR of M&M Limited is equal to rupees 6,769.83 divided by rupees 1,534.2. This comes to 4.41 times. Whereas DSCR of L&T Limited is rupees 9,387.04 divided by 3,222.21. This comes to 2.91 times. Please note that DSCR calculated on the basis of past results help investors while selecting their investment options. But for lenders at the time of loan approval, DSCR of only past repayment capacity is of no use. They are more interested in DSCRs of projected years. Therefore, generally they prefer DSCR of the past 3 years and of projected years until term loan repayment has finished. Now, objective of this ratio is to assess ability of the borrower to pay current interest and principal installment. This means ratio helps lenders to measure margin of safety or cash cushion available for them for their loan and interest. Normally 1.5 is considered as satisfactory ratio. This means loan interest and principal installments are covered 1.5 times by cash profits. This indicates that after paying debt service, balance of 0.5 cash profits will be available for payment of dividend, appropriations, etc. Let us understand interpretation of this ratio. Now, if this ratio is high, it indicates strong debt servicing ability of the firm. It represents highest potential of the firm to repay the interest and principal installments as and when fall due. It also indicates that there will be huge amount of profit balance available for payment of dividend, appropriations, etc. Firm will enjoy very good scope to attract fresh loans because lenders are assured of the payment of their loan amount with interest. Firm with high ratio may get loan at lower rate of interest than the prime lending rates due to no risk of default is involved. However, such firm won't get benefit of financial leverage and trading on equity as it indicates less portion of debt and more portion of equity in the financing of assets. And if this ratio is low, it indicates weak debt servicing ability of the firm. Such firm will not be able to pay interest and installments as and when fall due. Such firm won't have profits available for payment of dividend, appropriations, etc. Firm won't be able to attract fresh loans because low ratio indicates financial weakness. Such firms may get loans at higher rate of interest than the prime lending rates as low ratio indicates involvement of high risk of default. Low ratio also indicates that there may be more debt and less equity in the financing of the assets. This means firm will be under pressure of debt and interest payment. Therefore, to get all benefits, it is necessary to maintain proper DSCR. It provides benefits such as it indicates good debt servicing ability of the firm. It also represents potential of the firm to repay the interest and principal installments as and when fall due. There will be huge amount of profit balance available for payment of dividend, appropriations, etc. Such firm can attract fresh loans because lenders are assured of the payment of debt and interest. Such firm will get loan at normal rate of interest due to less risk of default is involved. At the same time, firm will enjoy benefits of financial leverage with increased profits and shareholders will get higher earning per share. Do you know that targeted DSCR helps in determining perfect debt equity ratio, which in turn helps in achieving targeted DSCR? Let us see how with the help of one question. So, question here is there are two companies A and B. Their expected average cash profits are rupees 3,20,000 and rupees 4 lakh respectively. Both have capitalization requirement of rupees 20 lakhs. If required DSCR is 1.6 and cost of debt is 10%, calculate ideal debt equity ratio assuming 48% of the debt service amount is loan principal repayment and remaining is interest payment. Please note that required DSCR means targeted DSCR is 1.6 and cost of debt means rate of interest is 10%. Now we know that DSCR is calculated by dividing cash profits by debt service. This means debt service can be calculated by dividing cash profits by DSCR. Therefore, for company A, debt service amount is equal to rupees 3,20,000 divided by 1.6. This comes to rupees 2 lakh. And for company B, it is rupees 4 lakh divided by 1.6. This comes to rupees 2,50,000. Now, for calculating loan principal in debt service, we need to multiply debt service amount by 48%. Therefore, for company A, it is rupees 2 lakh into 48%. So, loan principal of company A is rupees 96,000 and for B it is rupees 2,50,000 into 48%. So, this comes to rupees 1,20,000. Now, interest in debt service can be calculated by deducting loan principal amount from debt service amount. Therefore, for company A it is rupees 2 lakh minus rupees 96,000. This comes to rupees 1,04,000 and for company B it is rupees 2,50,000 minus rupees 1,20,000. This comes to rupees 1,30,000. So, loan amount we can calculate by dividing interest amount by interest rate. So, for company A it is rupees 1,04,000 divided by 10%. This comes to rupees 10,40,000, and for company B it is rupees 1,30,000 divided by 10%. So loan amount is rupees 13 lakhs. Now to calculate equity, we can deduct debt amount from capitalization. So for company A it is rupees 20 lakhs minus rupees 10,40,000. This comes to rupees 9,60,000, and for company B it is rupees 20 lakh minus rupees 13 lakhs. This comes to rupees 7 lakh. Therefore, ideal debt equity for company A is rupees 10,40,000 divided by rupees 9,60,000. This comes to 1.08:1, and for company B it is rupees 13 lakh divided by rupees 7 lakh. This comes to 2.86:1. This means company A can have 1.08:1 debt equity ratio, whereas company B can have 2.86:1, and still both the companies can have equal confidence to service their debts. So friends, this is all about DSCR. Now in our next lecture we shall discuss interest coverage ratio. Till then, take care. Thank you.